From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, April the 5th, 2017. U.S. President Donald Trump welcomed Jordan's King Abdullah II to the White House today. Restarting the peace process between Israel and the Palestinians was expected to be one of the main items of discussion between the two leaders. The president met on Monday with his Egyptian counterpart, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, in Washington. He is expected to meet with Palestinian Authority leader Mahmoud Abbas later this month. Israeli media reported that the meetings with Arab leaders are also addressing the possibility of a U.S.-backed regional summit this summer to renew Mideast peace talks. Israel security agency the Shin Bet announced the arrest earlier this year of a Palestinian man recruited by terror group Hamas and trained in Syria to attack Israel. 23-year-old Malak Nazar Youssef Kazmar was arrested in a joint operation of the Shin Bet, the IDF, and Israel police in February of this year. Kazmar was recruited while he was in Jordan in 2015 and sent to a military training camp in Syria last year, where he underwent shooting and explosives training. He was arrested when he returned to Israel this year from Turkey, where he had met with Hamas operatives before he could carry out any terror acts. 4 American professors have been given the go-ahead to sue the ASA, the American Studies Association, over its boycott of Israel. The U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia ruled on Friday that the lawsuit, Bronner versus Dugan, can go forward after the ASA asked for it to be dismissed, contending that the lawsuit infringes on First Amendment rights. If you recall, back in December of 2013, the ASA membership approved an academic boycott of Israel. The 4 plaintiffs in the case are themselves members of the ASA. They are American Studies professors Simon Bronner, Michael Rockland, Michael Barton, and Charles Kupfer. The lawsuit charges the ASA with violating D.C.'s law, which limits a nonprofit from acting beyond its chartered purposes, which includes promoting knowledge and, quote, the strengthening of relations among persons and institutions in this country and abroad. The former mayor of London was suspended for another year from his political party after anti-Semitic comments he made during an interview last year. The BBC reports that Ken Livingstone, who served as mayor of the city from 2000 to 2008, was found to have been in breach of Labour Party rules over comments he made during an interview with BBC Radio, in which he stated that Hitler supported Zionism. Livingstone was suspended after those comments for a year, which has now been extended for an additional year. Jewish leaders in Britain maintain that Livingstone should be permanently thrown out of the party, calling the suspension a slap on the wrist. UK Chief Rabbi Ephraim Mervis said the Labour Party has failed the Jewish community, it has failed its members, and it has failed all those who believe in zero tolerance of anti-Semitism. A homework assignment given to students in upstate New York has caused an uproar in the Jewish community. Students in the Oswego County High School were asked to pretend they were members of Hitler's Nazi Party in order to argue for or against the final solution. The Nazis planned to exterminate the Jews of Europe during the Holocaust. 2 students in the class, neither of whom are Jewish, complained about the assignment to their teacher, as well as to the administration of the school and ultimately to the Anti-Defamation League. New York State Commissioner of Education Mary Ellen Aliyah initially seemed to defend the assignment when, according to the Daily News, she called it critical thinking. However, Aliyah later said she had done her homework and that the assignment was removed and will not be given again. The teacher also apologized. ADL New York Director Evan Bernstein said there is no assignment that could ever be given to students that even hints at a balanced perspective to the horrors of Nazi actions during the Holocaust. Bernstein said the ADL was pleased that the school district and Commissioner Aliyah ultimately deemed this offensive assignment inappropriate for a classroom setting. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, April the 5th, more from the AIPAC National Policy Conference with remarks from Israeli Ambassador to the U.S. Ron Dermer at 7, and then Steve Harper and Tony Blair at 7:30. At 8 o'clock, author Tuvia Tenenbaum talks about his work. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Harvard Professor Emeritus Ruth Weiss on L'chaim, and at 10, Jonathan Safran Foer talks about his New American Haggadah. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, April the 5th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader.